I will start our discussion with the introduction of our topic, which is the significance of family ethics in Islam that can avoid the breaking of family institution. Practically, what can we say about family is I'm going to explain about it. Talking about a family, and we as a Muslim who learns about it, practically in Islam, family means a group that emerged from the unison of man and a woman through a marriage and the children that are born in the relationship. Also, the family institution actually serve a continuity of a successful human civilization because the cycle of the family keeps happening and ongoing. Apart from that, family shall be a place where someone will always rely on because of the blood relationship that makes the bond stronger. It is true that different families have different experience with each other, meaning this family is that type and this family is this type, but actually the fact is that family shall be a place where every members in that institution can always rely on. Adding to that, the need to observe morality is a must. For that, we always go wherever we intend with the image of our family. Another point that I wanted to point out regarding the introduction of our topic is that Islam really emphasizes a family relationship, since family is where we come from, and if there is anything occurring, that can always be fixed with a good relationship between the family members. So I will continue this discussion with a hadith from Bukhari, which is narrated by Bukhari. The hadith that was narrated by Bukhari is the person who perfectly maintains the ties of kinship is not the one who does it because he gets recompensed by his relative for being kind and good to them, but the one who truly maintains the bonds of kinship is the one who persists in doing so, even though the latter has severed the ties of kinship with him. Meaning that a good person will always give something to another person without expecting something in return, as they believe to maintain a good tie, that is actually the right thing to do, and they must be sincere in doing that. Also, as a Muslim, preserving the moral ethics, especially in family institutions, is exceptionally important because some might not realize that it actually may help in the breaking of family institutions.
Next, I will continue the discussion with the significance of family ethics in Islam, which is internalizing Islamic values. The family environment is the first environment that plays a role in the building the process of forming children characteristic. Each member of a family has their own set of responsibilities. For example, the father's role is to direct children's activities and organize their life, and mothers play a role in household care. Besides that, internalization of religious values in early childhood necessitates a number of steps. According to Ahmad Tafsir, internalization is an effort to instill knowledge and the ability to do it into the human soul. Therefore, there are levels in internalizing values up to the human soul. Furthermore, Islamic values are the values that Islamic teachings use to guide the formation of religious values in the family. The implementation of Islamic values can be seen in activities such as ablution practice, prayer practice, zakat fitrah, Ramadan Hajj, and Hajj rituals. Islamic religious education is an attempt to cultivate the nature of diversity. Moreover, the Ihsan values exemplifies the importance of faith and Islamic values in everyday life. The virtues taught in Islam help to actualize Ihsan values. Based on hadith reported by Aisyah radhiyallahu anha, which means, "The best of you are the best to their families, and I am the best to my family. When your companion dies, then do not abuse him." This hadith emphasizes that we need to be a good member in our family to serve them with kindness and obedience, and also do not disobey them. Next, we move on to the next significance, which is controlling emotional growth. Childhood is represented by weakness, in which children require good caring and patience, whereas adolescence, which leads to adulthood, requires good guidance and caring to reinforce those adolescents to be independent, well-directed and educated in order to find their right track in life. The social growth of the adolescents indicates the development of the social attitudes that are clearly represented in their tendency to criticism, social reforming, helping others, choosing their friends and rejecting their parents' interference, in addition to their strong feelings towards social leadership. Islamic education ensured that the adolescent's character would develop, including a growing sense of independence and a rejection of others' supervision or interference in the management of his or her own life affairs. This shows that the significance of the Muslim family's role in meeting their adolescent children's need for love, passion, and care, as doing so helps to increase the adolescent's self-assurance and faith in his or her family community. As Allah said in the Surah Ar-Rum verse 45, Allah is one who created you from weakness, then made after weakness strength, then made after strength weakness and white hair. He creates what He wills and He is knowledgeable and competent.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatih Nadira binti Abdul Fauzi and I will present the third significance of Islamic ethics, that is the strengthening of noble character. The family offers the process of character development which influences the growth of the family and is the primary source of religious education for children. Thus, a family that follows Islamic ethics will influence the positive character growth of all the family members. This can be supported by the statement of Abdullah Nasir Ulwan in his book Tarbiyatul Awlad, which he stated, religious education is an attempt to provide and develop children to be excellent members of society and to become righteous people in this life. Islamic ethics can help in strengthening character by combining spiritual devotion with noble principles. In other words, parents need to use Islamic ethics when instilling religious education in their children, because noble qualities that will cause a person's character to be better have only had an impact on a person's heart and soul who has a solid spiritual foundation. Next, it will also empower good values into the family system. We can learn from Prophet Muhammad SAW that his action towards his family reflect the beliefs he upheld. His tenderness with his wives and children is an example for us to emulate when we interact with our families. It was narrated from Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu anhu that the Prophet SAW said, that is translated, there is no man whose two daughters reach the age of puberty and he treats them kindly for the time they are together, but they will gain him admittance to paradise. The fourth significance of Islamic ethics is attaining a virtuous life. This can be achieved because the goal of Islamic ethics is to build human life on the foundation of ma'rufat and to cleanse it of munkarat. Ibn Muskawayah claims that the goal of ethics is to explain the means of achieving a virtuous life. A family that follows Islamic ethics will function as the foundation for a civilized and virtuous society, because they will be the generations who are the pillar of society. In addition, they will also be a social institution that enables a righteous society. Hence, the quality of community and society will eventually rise and guarantee our nation's prosperity.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Fasha binti Ibrahim. We are a graduate of this book 5 minutes ago. So now, I would like to discuss our opinion about the significance of family in Islam. So in this slide, based on the hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in the selection of the family marriage, in which Abu Hurairah narrates that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the woman may be married for 4 things: her wealth, her lineage, her faith, or for her religion. Choose the religious, may your hands be recognized. So based on the hadith above, it can be understood that Islam has given a clear guide in the formation of the family, an institution that emphasizes religious values and it compared to the others. And when we look on with the presence of Islam, all the problems can subsequently lead to a breaking of a family relationship can be prevented. In the family, Islam always emphasizes the relationship between two that we can focus on: relationship between husband and wife, and relationship between children, parents and children. So between husband and wife, they need to know their mutual rights and their obligation to each other to maintain a good relationship. So firstly, they have to help each other to follow the right way and practice Islam and safeguard him or her against evil and sin. For example, like husband need to remind the wife if the wife didn't cover the awrah properly, or vice versa. And secondly, to be kind, understanding, forgiving, and treat the other side in a tender and loving manner. What miracle is forgiving one another as husband and wife can also help you to teach your children and how to forgive. Modeling healthy forgiveness and allowing them to see their parents live this out will give them the tools they need to practice forgiveness in their own relationship as they grow older. Thirdly, to meet the psychological and physical needs of the other sides, you need to make sure your spouse feel valued in your life, and if there is any difficult decision to make sure to communicate with each other, and also the importance of physical affection to boost the relationship between husband and wife. And lastly, focus on positive aspects and appreciate them, avoid focusing on negative ones and try to tolerate them. And next, let's look at the story of Luqman and his son. In Surah Luqman ayah 14, Allah has said, "I remember when Luqman said to his son where he was advising him on the same, join not in worshipping others with God. Verily, joining others in worship with God is a great wrong indeed." So from this verse, we can see that Luqman called his son "my son" rather than "my name," as to emphasize the family bond. He catch his intention, encouraging him to listen carefully to what he is about to say. So this shows that Luqman educated his children in an orderly and gradual manner. The first thing that comes in Luqman advice is to his children was about monotheism, followed by obeying two parents, then gratitude, worship, and morals. That is how parents educate their children by prioritize the importance first. So from all the discussion that we discussed, family is the first and the fundamental institution of human society. Islam speaks of a society where people will live peacefully while keeping a sense of divinity for their environment. This is only possible when they are well taught in the family. So in conclusion, it was believed that the teaching of Islamic ethical role models in the family helps to internalize Islamic values, especially in early childhood, control the emotional growth of adolescent children with a comfortable and secure environment, strengthen the noble character in oneself, and to achieve a virtuous life on earth and the hereafter. In this regard, this can protect family institution from the